I didn't slam the door. I didn't throw her things out. I didn't even ask for an explanation. I just left. No warnings. No second chances. No emotional goodbye. She had already made her choice, and I wasn't going to waste my time trying to understand it. That was a year ago. Since then, I've moved on and created a new life, a better one. I hadn't thought about her in months. Until today, when she showed up out of nowhere. She stood there, eyes searching mine, and whispered, "I never stopped loving you." But the truth is, I had stopped loving her. We were together for 6 years, married for 3. I believed we had something real, something that would last. Sure, we had ups and downs, but I believed in us. I believed in her. She was my best friend, the one I could talk to about anything. The one who had seen me at my worst and still stood by my side. When we got married, I told myself, this is it. This is my forever. And for a while I thought she felt the same. But trust is strange. You don't realize how much you've given until it's broken. Started small. She began working late more often. First, I didn't think much of it. She had always been ambitious. Then she started dressing differently. Not just for work, but all the time. Like she was trying to be noticed by someone else. Her phone became a major change. It was suddenly always in her hand. Notifications she once checked openly were now locked behind a passcode. If it buzzed while we were sitting together, she'd tilt the screen away, smile at me, and change the subject. Small things, but small things build up. I asked her about it once, casually. "Who keeps texting you this late?" She laughed and said, "Just work. You're overthinking." And I wanted to believe her. I told myself I was being insecure. That I was imagining problems that didn't exist. Because the alternative, that my marriage and the person I built my life with were already gone, was too painful to accept. But the truth always finds a way out, whether you're ready or not. One night I got my answer. Not because I was suspicious or searching or paranoid. Just happened. It was a normal evening. Nothing seemed strange. She said she had to work late again. So I made dinner alone, watched some TV, and went to bed. Had become routine. But around midnight I woke up. The house was silent. Too silent. No soft footsteps. No gentle "I'm home." Something felt wrong. I reached for my phone, not out of jealousy but because I needed peace of mind. I checked her location. She wasn't at her office. She was at a hotel across town. My stomach dropped. My hands gripped the phone tightly. My mind scrambled for explanations. But deep down I already knew the truth. I could have called her. Could have asked. Could have given her another chance to lie. But I didn't. Instead, I did something I never imagined. I got in my car and drove to that hotel. I sat in the parking lot for what felt like hours. Watching. Waiting. Trying to convince myself she'd walk out alone. And I'd feel foolish for doubting her. Then I saw them. She came out first, laughing. She looked happier than she had in months. And behind her was her boss. The man she said was just a mentor. He placed a hand on her back as they walked toward his car, talking in quiet voices like they had all the time in the world. That was all I needed to see. I didn't confront them. I didn't make a scene. I didn't stay to see how the night ended. I turned on the engine, drove home, and started packing. By the time she returned, I was already gone. No note. No message. I didn't need to explain. She knew what she had done. Now she had to live with it. That night I checked into a hotel. I stared at the ceiling for hours. Waiting for the anger. For the heartbreak. But all I felt was numb. Like my body had already accepted what my heart couldn't. The next morning I filed for divorce. No arguments. No long conversations. Just paperwork. I sent the documents to her office, since that's where she spent most of her time anyway. She called me that afternoon. 5 missed calls before I finally answered. "We need to talk," she said, her voice shaky. "No, we don't," I replied. She began crying. Swore it wasn't what it looked like. Said she was confused, that she made a mistake. But you don't accidentally spend the night at a hotel with your boss. You don't lie for months by mistake. I'm not angry, I told her. I'm just done. And that was the last time we spoke. I moved to a new city. Started over. New job. New apartment. New routines. The first few months were hard. Some nights, I'd reach for my phone without thinking. I'd wonder what if. But then I'd remember that night outside the hotel. And the doubt would vanish. She had already moved on long before I even knew there was anything to move on from. So I did the same. I healed. Grew. I built a life that had nothing to do with her. Then, a year later, she found me. I had just returned from a morning run when I saw her standing outside my building. First, I thought it was someone who looked like her. But when she turned and our eyes met, I knew she had found me. She looked different. Not in the way time changes someone, but in the way regret wears someone down. The confidence she once carried, the pride of believing she had something better, was gone. What stood in front of me was a woman who finally understood what she had lost. "Hey," she said softly. "Can we talk?" I didn't answer right away. I just looked at her, let her feel the silence. She shifted uncomfortably, tucking her hair behind her ear. "I know I don't deserve to ask. I just needed to see you." I exhaled slowly. "Why now?" I paused. "Because I made a mistake. I don't even know what I was thinking. But I do know I ruined everything." I studied her face, looking for the woman I once loved. But she wasn't there anymore. And neither was the version of me who would have cared. She reached out, her fingers lightly touching my arm. "I never stopped loving you." I almost laughed. Not to be cruel, but because I finally understood the truth. She didn't come back because she loved me. She came back because he didn't. "I forgave you a long time ago," I said, stepping back. "But not for you, for me." Her face fell. She tried to speak, but I didn't let her. "Take care, Emily," I said. And I walked away. I didn't feel anger. I didn't feel sadness. I didn't feel anything. She stood there watching me go, probably hoping I'd turn around, that I'd give her a sign there was still hope. But there wasn't. Because the truth is, she didn't come back because she missed me. She came back because she missed who she was when she was with me. She missed the version of herself that felt safe, secure, wanted. But that version of her didn't exist anymore. And neither did the version of me that would have taken her back. She made her decision long ago. And so did I. I didn't need closure from her. I had already given it to myself. As I stepped back into my building, something became clear. This was the ending she never expected. No yelling. No arguments. No emotional reunion. Just indifference. And that's probably what hurt her the most. Some people don't regret cheating. They regret losing their backup plan. She didn't come back because she loved me. She came back because her new life didn't turn out the way she imagined. If it had, she never would have looked back. That's why you never take them back. Because if they truly loved you, they never would have risked losing you in the first place. So if you're waiting for someone to realize what they lost, stop. If they ever return, remember this. They don't miss you. They miss the way you made them feel. And that's not love. That's regret.